This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. We were discussing about data modeling as part of your Power Pivot, right? So, as soon as you get the data, as soon as you extract the data from different sources, source may be one source may be different sources. So, you may be extracting the data from here. So after extracting the data, then you transform it. After load it, all the data is going to go to the Power Pivot, where you are going to be, creating lot of data modeling. Data modeling means what? Creating a relationships. Creating a relationships. That is what we're going to be doing with. You perform ETL operations, you're going to be creating a relationships here, and later we're going to create a reports with this all visualizations. So in MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence, right? So it has three tools. So ETLs are going to be done with SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services, where you're going to be performing ETL. So this is the one where you do the data modeling and everything. This is what is called SSAS. Clear? SQL Server Analysis Services, where we are going to be doing data modeling in MSB. Okay. And we are going to be creating a lot of visualizations and everything. So this is what is called SSRS. Clear? So Power BI is nothing but a combination of ETL and analysis and reporting. Clear? So it is called as a Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. Earlier, we were calling the same thing in MSBI as SSIS, SSAS, and SSRS. Clear? So even though we are going to perform a lot of operations with ETL and with the help of a Power Query, but the problem is that this can accommodate only 10 GB of data, not more than that. Clear? You cannot store large amount of data. If you get 100 GB of data, it will get compressed to 1/10 of this, right? It will be 10 GB of data. If you have 1 or 100 terabytes of data, then you cannot use Power BI to perform ETL operations, data modeling operations. It will fail because if you have so much of a data, 100 terabyte means it will get compressed to 10 terabytes. So 10 terabytes of data, Power Pivot cannot store it. The Power Pivot, the maximum size is 10 GBs. It's going to be storing the data in the RAM. RAM means what? Memory, right? You need to have a minimum 20 GB of RAM or 15 GB of RAM so that you can accommodate the data. If you have only 4 GB of RAM in your laptop, you cannot accommodate of 10 GB of Power Pivot in your computer. Clear? So when you have terabytes of data, forget about Power Query, forget about Power Pivot. So what we do? We use SSIS to load the data. Where are we going to be loading the data? We are going to be loading the data into the data warehousing. So after that, we are going to be creating lot data model with the help of this. Clear? So we extract the data, we load into a data warehousing, and from the data warehouse, we create what? Lot of data modeling. Then later we may create SSRS, or we may create only visualizations. So we don't, perform ETL operations with the Power Query. We don't perform ETL operations with the modeling operation with the Power Pivot. We use, SSAS to do the to model the data. Clear? All the source data will get into ETL. With the help of SSIS, it will get loaded to data warehouse. Then later we'll take the data, we prepare a lot of data modeling, and this data we either give it to SSRS or we give it to Power View to create only reports. Clear? So Power BI, we may use complete three modules, or we may use only single module. What is that? Power View. Remaining modules you can do with SSIS and SSAS. Clear? So that is your choice. So when you have GBs of data, Power BI can do each and everything. Power BI do each and everything. When you have large amount of data, Power BI will fail. So that is where we need to store complete data into data warehouses, and we need to perform analysis with the SSAS, and again reporting purpose we may use SSRS, or we may use Power View, right? So that is the thing that you should know clearly, right? So in the relationships, we were talking about one-to-one. In one-to-one, what happens? In one-to-one, any primary key can become a foreign key. There is no problem at all. So that is what we discussed, right? Any primary key can become a foreign key. So we can have two foreign keys if you wanted to have two tables. Two tables will be there. Two primary keys will be there, and we can have two foreign keys, but actually one foreign key is enough. Okay, so this was the thing that I was talking about. In this, so only parent table, only one only parent table's primary key can become what? Foreign key in the child table. So that was the rule, right? We cannot go. So in this also we have two tables, but only one foreign key. That too from where to where? One foreign key. That too from where to where? From parent to child, not the reverse order. Clear? So why not in the reverse order? We'll discuss now. Okay. Let me quickly take one Excel sheet. So what was the example I was talking? So we had a department table and we had an employee table. So this was the story I was talking about, right? One department can have many employees. One department can have many employees, and one employee has to work for, one department. So this example is for 1:m relationship, right? Now, what is the thing I told you? Wherever there is a one, so that entity, that table is called as a parent entity, right? So wherever you have M, so that entity is called as, that table is called as a child entity. So what is the rule? You have a department ID, you have a department name, right? You have employee ID, you have employee name, right? And employee salary will be there. I told you, you have to take department ID, and that will be foreign key here. So department ID has to come here and participate in this. Participate where? In the employee table as a foreign key. Why not the other way? So that is my question, right? That is what is your question also. Why only we can create one foreign key, that too using a department table primary key? Wherever there is a parent table, using the parent table primary key, I'm going to be creating the foreign key, but not vice versa. Why? Let us discuss one by one. Now, this is what is called, let me take department ID, department name, and this is my table, and I wanted to have some data also in it. Okay, so if you don't want to, if you don't understand, put some dummy data. I will create employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. I have some data. You can give any column names. So what is the primary key in this? Primary key means which not, will have duplicates data. 20, let us say technical department. 30, say marketing department. I have some department. Employee number one, let us say Venkatesh is Venkat is salary 1,000. So we knew that he is working for this department. This will be foreign key, right? From where to where? from parent table to child table I had taken. So HR knows that is recruited for technical department. HR has to assign. So machine cannot assign. RDBMS cannot assign this value. Who's going to be recruiting? HR team. HR team supposed to assign this value. Machines do not know what is the purpose for Venkat and what is the salary of Venkat. So no clue to the machine. Machine will give a blank table. The data insertion will be done by human beings only. That is you, right? So here, if it is for company purpose, the HR manager going to be entering the data after you submitted, after the joining formality is done. Clear? Whenever the boarding is happening that day, let us say the next employee is called Lakshmi, and she's getting $2,000 and per month, and she's working for department number 10. Number 3, let us say we have Rajendra is working for, let us say, again same department, and we have Kiran Reddy is working for some other department like that. Clear? So no department has marketing guys are not yet recruited. That is fine. You can also recruit later. Let us say we have one more uh, recruited. She is working for marketing department. Like that, we have the data. So if I keep this primary key and foreign key here, it is beautifully working. Let me have some data, and is working for department number 20 again. So Ahmad is working for, let us say, working for department number 20. Like that, I have some data. Now, if I create like this, it is a beautifully working. But if I create in the other way, what is the meaning? I take this primary key. I want to make it as a foreign key here. We should not do that. But if at all, if I'm doing, what are the issues you understand? So we should not have the foreign key here. So we have to do it in reverse order. So sales department, who's working? Sales means Lakshmi is working. And as of now, so you enter Lakshmi's number here too. So 10 sales, 2 in Lakshmi. Then the 20, who's working under 20? So Aman is working. You need to write 6 like this. And a comma. And who's working? Aman is working and Kiran is also working. 4. You need to write 4, comma 6, comma. You need to write 7. If the 1,000 people are working for this, you need to write 1,000 entries here. So if tomorrow 10,000 people are working, you need to have 10,000 data here. So this is not the right way. Any RDBMS cannot get the data like this 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma. You should one cell one value. That is how the RDBMS is going to be working. Not like this 4 comma 6 comma 7 comma 4 means what? Kiran is working, Aman is working, 7 is working. So tomorrow you may have thousands of people all over the world working. You have to keep on writing here. So working number 11, number 12, number 14, number 188, number 199. Big numbers are going to go. You will go mad by writing this. The easiest way is that simply you write thousands of people tomorrow. For example, Bhaskar joins tomorrow. So you don't have any worries. Again, you can easily give 20. Clear? So if you put it in the reverse order, writing the numbers in a single cell is very, very difficult. So we should not take this, foreign key. We should not take this primary key. We should not create as a foreign key. Have you understood the reason? So always you need to take the department wherever there is a parent table's primary key can only be foreign key in the opposite table, not the in the reverse order. So remember this, only one foreign key that we're going to be getting, that too from where to where, from parent table to child table. Clear, guys? So this is what is very, very important. Am I clear? So if you don't understand whether any design good or bad, when we only when you use it. right? For example, you bought a Pulsar bike. By looking at the bike, do you know whether it's a good bike or bad bike? You don't know, right? After using. So whether the design is good or bad, you will come to know after using it. For example, you constructed a triple bedroom flat or apartment or a bungalow. So do you know what is good, what is bad? No, you don't know. You go there and stay there for 6 months, then you will realize, okay, this is what is going wrong. This is what is not good. This is where I put my window. I'm not able to get a proper window. I think I should have changed this to there. I think I should have increased my bedroom size. I think the toilet is not so comfortable to me. I should have built the toilet that side. So when you use it, you should be able to understand the designing issues. Clear? Not when you design it or not when you see it. Clear? Any designing, if you wanted to understand the issues of the design, you have to use it. For example, you construct a big airport. After that, lot of changes will happen. Even though the big companies constructing, so lot of designing issues will come, lot of changes are going to happen later as well. Clear? Because if you construct, even the bigger companies designing lot of things, even they don't understand clearly, they don't design clearly, and again they redo lot of other things after construction is over. So if you do some kind of a things, definitely the cost is more, the budget is more, time is more, lot of things, but at least 70 to 80% of the things will go fine if you have a proper designing. But definitely 20% of the things you need to change it after the designing. So people ask for the feedback, right? So people ask for the feedback, you give the feedback, designing changes, and lot of things will happen. Clear? So whether your design is good or bad, you need to use it. Use it means you need to insert the data in a table. So that is how we are going to be using the tables. When you use the tables, you understand whatever be the design that you're talking about, whether it is a data warehousing design, whether you're talking about OLTP design, or whether you're talking about your house design, any design. So when you use it, then only you can understand the issues in the designing. Clear? So you put the data, you understand, I think this is perfect design. If you put this ID here, then definitely you will understand that it is a bad design. Clear? So there is a website called baddesigns.com. So a lot of bigger companies are releasing a lot of products with the bad designs. So you can go to that website and see what are the bad designs by different companies. Okay, they have released what are the design issues in that. You could see lot of design issues people are sharing. Okay, even though you buy a bike, very good bike, and a good popular rating is available, definitely you will see a lot of designing issues in that bike as well. You can go to baddesigns.com and see the things there. Okay, yeah, it is available. Now the next one is called many to many relationship. Clear? So let me go there and discuss about many to many. So I have a lot of many to many relationships all over the world, right? For example, one teacher can have many students, right? One teacher can have many students, or one course can have many students, and one student also can go in for many courses. One hospital can have many doctors, right? One doctor also can work for many hospitals. One trainer can have many institutions, right? And one institution also can have many trainers. And one teacher can be for many students. One teacher also can have many students. Like that, you have a lot of many to many relationships. Clear? And RDBMS cannot deal with many to many relationship, because RDBMS, that means SQL, is going to store the data in tables, and the tables are having two-dimensional architecture, rows and columns. Clear? Tables are structured data, right? It is going to be storing data in the form of tables. Even Excel sheet can store the data in Excel format. So all RDBMS softwares going to store the data in the two-dimensional format. One is column, the second one is row. So RDBMS or SQL cannot deal with many to many relationship, right? It is multi-dimensional modeling, you know, dimensional data cannot be accommodated in your normal RDBMSs. Clear? So we can also store multi-dimensional data in some other databases like SSAS multi-dimensional cube database. That is not a two-dimensional database. It is a multi-dimensional database. We'll discuss that later as part of SSAS, right? So normal database, normal SQL Server, Oracle is a two-dimensional database. You're going to be storing the data in the table, in the form of table. So tables are two-dimensional. But when you store the data in SSAS, SQL Server Analysis Services, that is part of MSBI, where you store the data in multi-dimensional database. Clear? The data is not going to be stored in a table. It is going to be stored in multi-dimensional databases. So that is separate logic and that is separate course that we'll see later. Now, two-dimensional databases, we cannot deal with M is to M, but how can we deal with it? So there is a one more solution to that, many to many. Clear? So I take a hospital and I take a doctor. Okay, so you can take any one example. You can take student and a course. One student can have many courses. One course can be taken by many students. Teacher and courses. I can teach MSBA. I can teach Power BI. I can teach Java. Right? So one teacher can teach many courses, and one course also can be taken by many teachers. So I can teach Java. You can also teach Java. You're also one more faculty. Like that, all these are many to many relationships. Clear? If you go to any hospital, especially in India, so one hospital can have many doctors, and again, one doctor can work for many hospitals. So this could be one of the proposed solution. Or you may have one doctor may work for one hospital also. That is also fine. But I'm talking about in this example, one doctor is working for multiple hospital. For example, we have hospital number, so name of the hospital and the location or the city. I have a doctor number, doctor name, and maybe his age or in years of experience in years, and his salaries and date of joining. Lot of other data also will be there. Date of relieving, right? Qualification, blah, blah, blah. What is the primary key? Primary key we knew hospital number. So what is the primary key? Which is also this, doctor number. These are the primary keys, right? Let me take the same because you need to understand the issues here. Because if you wanted to have the design, you understand the issues. Hospital number and name of the hospital and city in which the hospital is available. Okay. Let us have some data. Hospital number one, Apollo. So it is there in high-tech city, right? So number two, let us say Care Hospital. Let us say Jubilee Hills. Some data I'm filling. Okay. So Care Hospital. Then we have Rainbow Hospital. Let us say in somewhere in KPHB. Like that, some cities names I'm writing. So it is available there, right? So these are the couple of hospitals. Now I have, let us say, Sunshine. Okay, that is there in Hyderabad. Now I have a lot of doctors' data. So doctor ID and name of the doctor and years of experience, right? And I am writing his salary and when did he join and when did he relieve, if at all not working, right? So this is the data I have it. Let me put some sample data. What is the primary key in this? The primary key will be this. Now, let me take your names. Okay, let me write your names. So I'm talking about doctor number, let us say 1001. Let us say Kiran. Kiran is, having 10 years of experience. And this Kiran is working for, morning he will be working for this hospital. Which hospital? The hospital name is called Apollo Hospital. Now, Kiran in the evening is going to go to Rainbow Hospital. Now, Apollo people are paying, let us say, 5,000 or 10,000 or 50,000 per month. And same Kiran is working for Rainbow Hospital, is also getting some 45,000 there per month, something like this. Now, what is the salary that you're going to be writing? Will you be writing only one salary or two salaries? Let me write two salaries here. 95,000 I'm writing. That is fine. But now he joined here Jan 1st, 2016. Now in the second hospital, he joined October 23rd, 2017. Now we are able to sum it up here. How do you sum these values? How do you sum this? You will not be able to sum these values because since he is working for two hospitals, you have to have the two entries, right? But we cannot have two entries. So we cannot also write comma and put this value. It is not the way. So now when you fill in the data, you are finding a lot of difficulties. Why? Because Kiran is the doctor, he is working for Apollo Hospital. Kiran is the doctor, he is working for Sunshine. So now if I store the complete salary here, what is the issue? I wanted to know Kiran salary for Apollo, Kiran salary for Rainbow. We don't know where the Kiran is working first of all. Kiran is working Apollo, Kiran is working Rainbow, we don't know, right? So we are putting some salary, or Kiran is working for Apollo, Kiran is working for Rainbow, and we don't know what salary where. So lot of things are not going very clean manner. I told you, right? When you use the data, when you use the tables, you will understand the issues, right? The design is completely wrong because Kiran is the doctor working for multiple hospitals, multiple salaries he will get it, multiple data of joinings will be there, multiple data of relievings also will be there, right? So this data is going to have multiple data items. Clear? Why are we getting multiple data items? Because this and this is into many to many relationship. Normal RDBMS cannot store the multiple values in a single column because maximum you can store the data in the row and column format. So row and column will give you only one cell. One cell can have only one data value, but in this value, I supposed to get two values. Kiran is working for Apollo, Kiran is working for Rainbow. So the cell is getting two values. The two values a single cell cannot accommodate according to RDBMS because RDBMS is a two-dimensional. You can have only one value within the cell. Am I clear? So how to do about it? So what you need to do, you have to take these values. Okay, you need to cut these values from here and you need to create one more table like this. Cut. Wherever you're getting multiple values, you need to cut and create one more table. And this is your primary key here. This is your primary key. You have the primary key here as a foreign key. You take this primary key as a foreign key into the new table. Okay. Now this will become a foreign key. This will become a foreign key. And these are the columns you're getting from this table, or you can get it from this table as well. Nothing to worry. Now we can write. So Kiran, hospital. Which hospital Kiran is working? Hospital number 1. Okay. Now, who's the doctor? 101. Salary in this is 50,000. He joined in Jan 1st, 2016. As of now, is working. Date of relieving is null. Have you seen this? Now, the same data I can also fill in, but now the hospital is Rainbow, is working for Rainbow, and his salary is 45,000 a year. Okay, $45,000 per annum, and he joined October, let us say 23rd, okay, 2017. Now still is he working? Have you seen this? Now this is how you're going to be creating. This is what is called admission table. You can need to give one more table tomorrow. Let me take Himaram. We have one more guy here, one more doctor called Himaram, or his name is Ram, is having 12 years of experience. Let us say he's a physiotherapist, and he wanted to work for multiple hospitals. So where is he working? So he's working for Sunshine Hospital number 4. What is his number? 1002. He's getting, let us say, 35,000 salary here. Some date is still working, and is also working for Care Hospital number 2, the same guy. So where is getting $69,000, and he is joined in this hospital, let us say April 10th. Clear? Still is he working? Now, you should be able to understand that many to many relationship will create one more table. This table is called a bridge table. Okay. So we are going to be having, this is a primary key, this is a foreign key, and this is the primary key, this is the foreign key, and this is what is called as a bridge table. Clear? So without creating a bridge table, we will not be able to, we will not be able to, create a MS to M relationship. So you have one table plus one table plus one table. We had three tables now. Okay. One primary key, one primary key. We have two primary keys, one foreign key, one more foreign key. We have two more foreign keys. We have two tables plus one extra bridge table need to be created. So this is how MS to M can work. Clear? So MS to M cannot store all the data like this. We need to create this kind of relationship. It will become one to many and many to one. It will become like that. Or simply you understand. So we need to create a one more table to store the data in many to many relationship. That is the easiest way to understand, right? If you don't create one more table, you will not be able to store the data of a given doctors, right? Wherever you go, many to many means you must create one more extra table. The extra table is called as a bridge table. Clear? Why? Because many to many directly will not be, having solutions in the RDBMS. Why? Because you will be able to get multiple salaries that you cannot accommodate when you keep the attribute their column there. So that you need to take this out, and you need to have multiple values by creating multiple rows. Clear? So that is what is the point. So MS to M can be broken into 1 is to M and many to 1 by creating a bridging table. Clear, guys? So RDBMS cannot store the data directly in many to many relationships. So we have to create one more table called bridge table. So that is the moral of the story. Clear? In many to many. Clear? So how many tables we'll get? We'll get, so we can have two foreign keys we can have, but bridge table is need to be created. Bridge table is created. So this is very, very important. And how many tables totally? Earlier, two tables, three tables. Now two primary keys, right? So two primary keys and two foreign keys. Where is the foreign keys? In the bridge table. So bridge table is created and the bridge tables will have foreign keys. Okay. So this table will have what? Both foreign keys. So that is what is the moral of the story. Clear? So whenever you're studying relationships, you need to study what is one is to one, what is one is to many. If you reverse it, many to one, and what is many to many. Clear? So when you go back to your Power BI desktop, let me open this window. Yeah. Do you have any questions, guys? Meanwhile, very, very important concept. Okay. This is actually SQL concept. So when you study SQL or RDBMS or SQL Server, so I would be teaching the same concept there as well. Now you have my videos, right? Please prepare them without fail. Clear? Let me close this. Now go to transform data wherever you have many to many relationships. Okay. So I wanted to bring up the data. So let me have some employee table. So where we can create relationships and everything. So we should be able to go to Power Pivot. So Power Query, I take employee table and department table, right? Click on OK. Now you close and apply. You close and apply. This data is going to be loaded. Is going to be loaded from where to where? From Power Query to Power Pivot. The data got loaded here. We could see some relationships, right? So instead of going and getting the data, always will take a lot of steps and lot of time, right? Because I don't want to apply any kind of a transformations there. Then why should I still go there and get the data to Power Query and do some steps here? That is unnecessarily, right? So this time what I do, I don't want to go to Power Query. Let me open my Power BI desktop. This time I wanted to load the data, okay, because I'm not applying any transformations. If I don't want to apply any transformations, why should I go to Power Query again? It is waste of time, right? So let me close this window. So I don't want to go to transform data. So you can see one more Excel workbook here. Have you seen this? Get data option also available there, right? So I don't want to apply any transformation. I don't want to go to that window. I wanted to go to either get data Excel workbook or simply click on Excel workbook. So I am connecting to the same employee table. Now it is getting the data. What data you would like to bring it out? Data, department and employee. You observe two things here. One is load directly to where? Power Pivot or transform data. If you click on transform data, it is going to open Power Query editor window. Okay, so it is going to be opening that. I don't want to go there and do some transformations. I don't want to transform data. Simply load where it is going to be loading directly to this. Clear? So you need not go to transform data always and go there and come back here. That is waste of time. I don't want to do any kind of a transformation data, directly load and do the things there. So I wanted to simply click on what? Click on load data. So that is available directly here. If you wanted to transform data, you can transform it. It will open now Power Query editor window. I don't want to do that. Okay, So the same data, now see, Power Query editor gets window gets opened. You should be able to do a lot of things. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Clear? So now always what is that I should do? I wanted to go to workbook, get the data, and I wanted to add the data without touching power, the transforming data. So I don't want to transform it. If you want to transform it, that is your wish. You should be able to transform it. There is no problem, but I don't want to do anything. Simply click on this load. Data got loaded. So this is where we are going to be performing what? Power pivot. Okay. Step number one is this. Step number two is this. What is step number one? In step number one, we have to model. Modeling means what? Creating a one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many. So these kind of a things that we can create as part of this. Clear? So this is under Power Pivot part number one. But what are we going to be doing here? So this is where enhance the data modeling. Step number two, we are going to be doing. What is enhanced data modeling? I don't know. Okay, I will teach you later. You also don't know. Don't worry about it. Clear? So what is modeling? We know. What is enhancing data modeling? That will be done here. Clear? So Power Pivot again has two modules. One is called data modeling. Data modeling where you create relationships. That's it. One to one, one to many, many to many. So later we also discuss about enhancing modeling. So in this way, we're going to be writing DAX queries. Clear? In step number two, where we are going to be writing lot of DAX queries. Clear? So this is what is called a Power Pivot, is again having two steps. Step number one, data model it. Step number two, enhance the data modeling with the help of DAX. What is DAX? Data analytical expression. It is very simple. You can write A plus B. What is this? It is a DAX expression. So it is A minus B. What is this? It is a DAX expression. Very, very simple, things. Anybody can learn a DAX. DAX is very, very simple language. So simplest things Microsoft is included in your Power BI, not very complicated languages. Clear, guys? And a lot of drag and drop options are available. So that is what. So the data is got loaded. Now this is where we have to do the data loading and everything. So where we need to go? We need to click on this. Now click on this. Okay, step number one, step number two. Now this is where you're going to be establishing a relationship. Already one relationship is established, but if you wanted to delete it, you can delete it and recreate it. So you can simply click on this, right click and delete. So if you want to create, simply where you need to go? So click on manage relationships. Clear? So no relationships, click on new. Which table? I would like to have a department table. The next table we can have employee table. So what is the primary key and foreign key that you need to give automatically, which is bringing. Okay. So it is one to many, single side, only one side we can have it. So it can create a relationship like that. Clear? So tomorrow I can bring some more tables and we can create many to many relationships with the bridge tables. Okay, we can have a bridge table there. We can bring a many to many relationship without having bridge table also. A many to many is available. Okay, without having bridge table, only Power BI can resolve many to many without having a bridge table. But with the help of a bridge table also we can create. Without having bridge table also we can create this. So how, that we'll see later in the tomorrow's class. Okay, in many to many we have again single and the both. What is the cross filter and everything? We'll see one small demo on this. Clear? So again, we'll see one to one. I think we had seen already, and one to one we had seen. and 1 to M also we had seen. Tomorrow we'll create one more many to many. With the bridge table we can create, without bridge table also we should be able to create. So that how we're going to be learning tomorrow. So this is the relationships, okay? So this is the maximum one that you're going to be working with this one. So later when we jump onto this, we are going to be writing a lot of DAX queries and everything. Then anyhow, we're going to be learning a lot of visualizations and everything there. Am I clear, guys? So if you have any questions, please welcome. So it is a small thing, and we create a lot of visualizations as well tomorrow, and we share this, we deploy these reports. Clear, guys? So where we are going to be deploying app.powerbi.com. That also we'll see tomorrow. Any questions, guys? These are very, very important. Okay, relationships in all the interviews, people going to be asking about many to many. If you have many to many, what happens? Why the bridge table is needed? If you have 1:1, what is going to be happening? How many primary keys are going to be creating? How many foreign keys? Which, primary key can become a foreign key, right? If you go in for one to many, give me some real-time examples. Tell me one, one to many relationship. How do you model the tables? How do you do the data modeling? So you need to, tell complete story. If it is one to one, if it is one to many, if it is many to many, all these things you need to discuss one by one. If you have a pen and paper, you draw like this. These are two by two tables. This is what is happening. Whatever I have explained yesterday, this is, before class, in this class, you can simply, explain them. Very, very important interview question. 90% of interview questions are going to be covered as part of my SQL Server, as part of my Power BI, as well as in MS BI. You need not Google here and there. If you follow my material, 80 to 90% of the time you should be able to crack any interview, whether you're putting 3 years of experience or 10 plus years of experience. Clear? Maximum interviews we can easily crack. So you need not go here and there. So based out of this experience, we also create a sample CVs end of the class. Okay. So I'll give you sample CVs. You will create sample CVs and upload them in the portals. That's it. Okay. If you're failed for 3 to 4 interviews, definitely you'll come to know what are the things they're asking. As I told you, 60 to 70% of interview questions are going to be asked from SQL Server. If you're not studying SQL Server videos, you're already dead guy. I'm telling. You're learning nothing. Clear? So don't waste your time. You need to start watching videos daily, 1 to 2 hours of efforts in SQL Server and 1 hour of effort in Power BI. If you're not learning SQL Server, I'm learning. You're very good in Power BI, but even though you're good in Power BI, you're a dead guy. You don't know anything about SQL Server means in the first question you will get failed. Clear? So it is very, very important that daily you have to study SQL Server, because SQL Server will take a lot of time to understand. Power BI, anybody can learn even in a 10 days of time. I have seen a lot of students able to learn. If I give all these videos, people can learn, because not, very difficult concepts here. Very, very simple concept. Easily they can understand. Lengthy videos are there, but they need to attend once. That's it. But there, if you simply attend, it is not going to be, solved there. SQL Server, you need to practice more. Clear? So it is very, very important that you need to give more time to SQL Server. You cannot tell me that after this course I will start learning SQL Server. Then you will take a minimum 6 months time if that is the case. Clear? Six months you will easily it will take, and by the time you learn SQL Server, you will forget Power BI. Clear? So parallelly, you need to start SQL Server, guys, because SQL Server will take a lot of time. If something is taking a lot of time, you need to start that first. You need to start that first. Clear? And put more efforts there. Clear, guys? So, any other questions?